Okay, good morning once again. Let's continue our discussion on the functions in Excel for financial modeling. Okay, so for this one, we're now in. I think you know this from your very many finance subjects that when you uh, when you evaluate a capital budgeting project. Okay, so very quickly, may I ask you, is this project feasible? This one, just by looking at it.
Sir, the screen share po is not
Ah,
working po.
sorry. I haven't
Okay,
shared my screen. Okay, thank you. Okay, so how about this class? Can you see now the screen?
Yes po.
Okay, so if we have this, let's say, again, if we have this problem where we're asked if this project is feasible or not, how would you attempt to solve this? Do you just add the cash flows? For example, for this one, you have 9, 12, 15. 15 yung positive cash inflows natin, and then we have this outflow at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the duration of the project. You have 9,000 cash outflow, and then you have succeeding cash inflows totaling 15,000. So based on that reasoning, is this a good project? May unmute yourself. Josh, good project ba to? Based on that reasoning, is that valid?
Sir, can you repeat your question?
I added the cash flows, this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, that's 15,000, right? And then that's your inflows kasi positive siya. And then your outflow is 9,000. So since the inflow exceeds the outflow, then is it right to say that the project is okay?
No, sir.
Sorry, Josh, hindi clear sa akin.
Sorry. Hindi po, sir.
Parang muffled yung voice mo, hindi ko maintindihan. Again?
Ano po? Parang hindi po siya, hindi po siya pwede po.
Hindi siya okay?
Yes, sir.
Bakit? Anong reason?
Kasi parang, we still need to consider yung, parang cost of capital. Ito parang cost of capital po. Sir, yung
Sorry, Josh, hindi ko talaga maintindihan. Very muffled, parang nasal yung dating ng voice mo. Please handle your muna siguro. Ewan ko kung anong gamit mo ngayon. How about Kuji? No? Sorry, Josh. Siguro i-chat mo na lang yung answer mo, Josh, in the meantime. How about Kuji?
I think okay naman po siya, sir, kasi may positive naman po yung NPV niya, yung kinompute ko.
Hindi. Follow my question first. No? I added the cash flows, yung positive cash flows, 15,000 siya. Tapos yung outflow, 9,000. So since the cash inflows exceed the cash outflows, then the project is okay.
Yun naman, okay naman po, sir, pag ganun po yung method.
Is that okay?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. How about you, Richmond?
Same po with 2G po kasi mas malaki pa rin po yung inflows po later on kesa sa outflow po.
Okay. But what do you mean by later on?
Ano po, sir, I mean, yung pagka-compute po nung sa 15,000 po, mas malaki po siya kesa dun sa una pong ilalabas na
Sa
9 po.
9,000.
Yes po.
Okay. Ikaw, Josh, nag-chat ka ba? Or maybe you can unmute yourself again. Try natin kung maintindihan na. Hindi ko lang alam kung ako lang ang hindi nakakaintindi siya o pati sila, sila Kuji. Josh? Hello? Okay. All right. Sige. So, yun ang answer ni Josh, no? Ganun din. Okay, the answer, class, is I was hoping you'd tell me that way of computing is not valid, no? Kasi remember the concept of the time value of money. You cannot add cash flows that belong to different time periods. So dapat fundamental sa atin yan, class, no? Basic sa atin yan. That's wrong. That's a wrong way to assess the viability of this project. You do not add cash flows that belong to different time periods. That's why we have the concept of time value of money. So that's why it's important to get what we call the net present value, because we convert all values into one common time. So pag may common time na, then pwede nang i-add sila or i-subtract. So here, what we're going to do here, I want you to create one formula. I'll give you 1 minute, 2 minutes. One formula here to compute for the present value. Another formula here to compute for the future value, and then copy down to get all the present values or the future values, and then add. And then let's see if the project is feasible or not. Okay, one formula here, another formula here, and then copy the formula down. And then here you get the totals. You can get the total. So here in this case we can now add, because they're all converted now into present values and also or future values. Okay, so use this discount rate, the weighted average cost of capital of 10%. So again, I'll give you 1 minute, please. And then kindly chat to me first directly what total present value are you getting and what future value you're getting. Formally dito, class, and then add. And then I'll request you to share your screen. When you're done, kindly chat to me first, no? Let me pause the recording. Okay, so as I said, we just cannot add these cash flows because they belong to different time frames. So what's usually done is to convert them into the present value. But let's create a formula here. So we learned this already last time. And let's just put a negative there so that it will maintain the cash flow. Negative PV. The rate is this one. You can could you kindly check kung may pangalan yung ano? Do you have the block there, class? Mukhang may name na yung ano natin, ano? May name. Okay, so may name na. Naglagay na ako ng name dito, ano? Okay. So WAC, which is this one, okay, comma, that's the rate. What's the NPER? What's your NPER, class? Okay, thank you. What's the NPER? The NPER is B55. Yes, okay, thank you. Yeah, that's correct. B55. Okay, and then comma, PMT. This does not concern a PMT. And then our future value is our cash flow there. And then the type, ignore because this is not an annuity. Okay, so nothing to fix here because we'd like to copy the formula down, and B55 and C55 will have to move to B56, etc. So it's also the present value of cash flow at this at time 0 is also the cash flow. Now for this one, let's use FB, negative FB. The rate is also your WACC. Just okay, comma. What's our NPER? What will be our NPER class? We're getting the future value. Future value at year 5. How many years will there be? How many periods from year 0? Anyone? Yeah, of course, 5. No? 5 kasi period 1. So I'm counting the periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 periods. Okay, but we will have to come up with a formula so that when we copy the formula down, the NPER also adjusts. Okay, so any suggestion, class? If I go here to year 1, how many periods? How many periods will there be to the future value, which is year 5? Here you said it's 5. How about in year 1? How many periods into the future?
4 po, sir.
4. How about here?
3 po.
3. Here.
2 po.
Here.
1.
Here.
0.
0 kasi nasa year 5 na yan. Ang future value, if we're here, the future value is, the period is 0. Okay, so what formula can we use here, class? I already gave you a hint.
Sir, cell B60 po.
Okay. And then, okay, B60, and then, di ba, minus B55. Di ba? But we will have to do something with B60. We will have to fix the row. There. B60, $60, fix the row so that when I copy down, becomes still B60 minus B56. Okay? So we make use of the data that's given to us. Okay, so that's your NPER. PMT ignore, and then our present value will be this one. Okay? Only a $60 will be fixed. Control Enter. So how much will 9,000 be after 5 years? It will be 14,494, right? Okay, and then I copy this down there. Okay, so take note that the future value of 5,000 is 5,000. So let's add this out equal to 1652, while for this one, it's 2661. Okay. Any questions?
None po, sir.
Clear yung dito kayo nagkamali 6,000. Your answer was 6,000, no? Okay. About Richmond, Joshua, clear ba? Any questions?
Sir,
Yes.
can I see po again the cell po for FB po for year 0?
FB.
Yes
Okay.
po. Thank you po.
Okay, dito ko lagay para ano. Any other questions? Richmond, by question? Okay. All right. So now we were able to add the present value or the future value, right? So we can say now that is the project feasible or not? The project is feasible because based on if we add all the present values of your cash flow, it gives us a value that's greater than zero. That's positive. And there's a special name for this. What's the name for this, class? In finance, we call this. What's this?
NPV.
Yeah,
NPV po ba, sir?
this is correct. This is the NPV. Kasi net ng present values. So to compute for the net present value, what we do is to convert all the cash flows. Okay, all the relevant cash flows related to the project, for example, whether it's a capital budgeting project, and then we get the present, as I said, get the present values and then add it up. This amount is called your net present value. Now this, which is not oftentimes used, this is your net future value. Okay, let's validate, class. Can you get the future value of this? Put it here, class. Get the future value of, because this is present value, right? This is considered to be the value at time zero. What's the future value of 1652? This in 10%. Can you put it here, please? What value are you getting? So let's use FB function. $29.27. Okay, how about the others? 2661, 2661. Okay, let me stop share. No? Josh, paki-share nga yung screen, no? I'm curious how you got how you got that value. Kasi you should be getting 2661. Tingnan natin kung ano nangyari. Maybe we can decipher. Josh, could you kindly share your screen? Zoom is on the tab. Okay, we should be getting, while we're waiting for Josh, kasi gusto natin evaluate, no? Opportunity for us to learn, to see where the, okay. So Josh, we'll wait for you. The Zoom is on the tab. Hindi ko mag-get yung the Zoom is on the tab. Josh, you there? On a different device. Okay, sige. Okay, anyway, sige. Alright, sige. So, pero how did you get 29.27? Kasi ito is equal to negative FB. Ang rate natin is WAC, comma, NPER is 5, di ba? Diba? We're getting the future value of 1652. Remember, 1652 is the net present value. So that's the value at time zero. So we'd like to get the future value of this. Rate is WAC, NPER is 5 years, after 5 years. No annuity, present value is 1652. Okay, you should be getting 2661. Okay, dapat.
Sorry,
Yes.
I use year 6 lang po sa time.
Ano? Sorry.
I use year 6 lang po sa time, kaya
Pero hindi ko talaga. Sorry, Josh, hindi ko talaga maintindihan. Medyo muffled yung ano mo, no? Medyo muffled. But anyway, what's important is that dapat pareho siya, class. It should be the same. Okay? There should be no problem, class, with this one. Kasi mga equivalent values yan eh. So what we're saying is that this cash flows, okay, all of these cash flows is equivalent to 1652.59 today. Okay, assuming the discount rate is 10%. And it's also equivalent to 2661.51 after 5 years. I use year 6 lang, sir, kaya mas, okay. Bakit year 6? So dapat 5 lang. Okay? Now let's break it down. So the concept of net present value is simply equal to the present value, the sum of the present value of your cash inflows minus the sum of the present value of your cash outflows. Okay, so take note, this is present values already. So we're going to use this, the present values. So the present value of your cash inflows is just equal to the sum of your inflows, all the positives there. Okay, and the sum of your outflows is equal to just this one. Okay, so all the present value of your inflows, all the present value of your outflows, and then we can add them. We can add them because they all belong to the same time period there. So you get 1652.59. So this is called your net present value. Okay, so how did we get the net present value? We converted all the cash flows into their present values and then added them. Okay, now there's also an Excel formula for that. So could you kindly try to work on this? So there's a function called NPV. I think we discussed this last time, no? Pero I want you to do this now. Get the NPV and see if you're going to get 1652.59. You should get 1652.59. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds. Use NPV function, and when you're done, kindly chat yes to confirm that you got it, or no if you encountered some problems. Either you get it or not, just reply so that I know if I'll elaborate on this further. Okay, so yeah, Josh, got it? Okay, 1652 then. About the others, si Kuji, okay, may kulang yung result, ano? Okay, sige. How about Richmond? Discuss natin. About you, Richmond, what are you getting?
Uh, 1,200.33, sir.
Iba naman, no? Sige. But you should, we should get 1652, alam natin, ano? So, sige, i-ano ulit natin yung, dali, lakihan ko lang to para mas makita yung formula. Okay, is equal to NPV. Okay, let's read first what the function does. Returns the net present value of an investment based on a discount rate and a series of, take note, future payments. No, yan ang importante dyan. Hindi ko lang alam kung na-discuss ko na sa inyo yan. No? But future payments. So this is where Excel, Microsoft is, well, let's say fundamentally wrong, no? Kasi NPV nila na ginagamit starts with the future. So dapat sana ginawa nila lang starting with year 0. But anyway, let's perform this. So yung iba sa inyo, ang ginawa, yung rate natin yung WACC, di ba? Okay, comma. And then ang value, sinama nyo lahat. That's why we're getting ito 1502. Ito yung nakuha ni Fuji. Because ang ano dito, ang adjustment dapat natin dito is that yung NPV function ni Excel, okay, it starts with the future. So dapat dito yung magsisimula sa year 1. The NPV function, yung syntax niya, it requires that we start with the future cash flows. In this case, ang future natin nagsisimula sa year 1. Okay? Pero, okay, if we run this class, you'll get actually this one. It's the present value, the sum of the present value of your cash inflows. Ito. This one. Ito yung 10,652. Okay, but that's not the present value, the net present value. The net present value includes your cash flow at time 0. So, idadagdag natin to. There. Okay. So, this is just a nuance of the NPV function. So, let's just be aware of that. Kasi pag sinama natin lahat ng cash flows, magkakamali tayo. Bakit? Kasi yung unang cash flow na yan, it will be treated as occurring after 1 year, after 1 period. Okay. Okay. Did you now get 1652, please? Kindly chat, please. If you got 1652 now this time. Si Josh nakuha niya. Okay. Okay. All right, good. So, yeah, thank you. So remember the syntax or how NPV works. All right, 1652. So it just confirms class the long cut that we did. Okay, so ito mabilis lang, isang function lang kasi. Just be aware of how Excel uses the NPV function. And then we have yung yield also. Another way to evaluate a project is using the IRR. So ito returns internal rate of return for a series of cash flows. So dito tama si Tama si Excel. So values, so kasama lahat. And then just ignore kasi later on pag multiple IRRs doon ginagamit yan. Yung guess. Okay, so what do we get? I'm getting 15.47. Did you get 15.47? Kindly chat, please, if you got the same figure. Okay, good. Now, what's the decision rule, class? When is a project feasible? If the NPV is greater than 0, if it's positive, then we say that based on the time value analysis, the project is feasible. How about IRR, class? When do we say that the project is feasible based on IRR? Anyone?
Pag above po, sir, sa discount rate po ba, sir?
Yeah, that's correct. No? So for IRR, our discount rate or our weighted average cost of capital is 10%. Since the IRR is greater than the minimum required return, then the project is feasible. Okay? Now sometimes, ang nangyayari nito, NPV positive, so okay siya. IRR less than the discount rate. So which decision prevails? Kasi based on NPV, okay yung project. Based on IRR, hindi. So, sino mag-prevail, class? let's say NPV is positive and then IRR is, let's say 8.5%. Should the project be continued? Yes or no? And then paki-chat yung reason nyo or unmute yourself. Sige, chat na lang, please. Yeah. If you need to go, class, go ahead. Go ahead. So anyway, naka-record to, no? So sorry about the yung schedule natin. So anong magpe-prevail? NPV or IRR? Answer? Richmond, ikaw, what do you think? Conflict sila. NPV positive. So okay. IRR 8 sabihin natin 8.5%. So
Sir, sir, tingin ko po yung net present value.
bakit?
Kasi po, paano po if for example, paano kung multiple, iba-iba po yung IRR po for certain cash flow. So,
Okay. Alright. So in a sense, tama siya. Tama yun, no? Richmond. Pero ang pinaka-answer talaga, you're correct. It's NPV. Follow the NPV. Ang reason yan kasi yung the way you compute for IRR, okay, there's a way to compute yung pag-compute ng IRR medyo may assumptions dun, siguro we'll discuss that as we go along, so which makes it quite restrictive, okay, yung pag-compute ng IRR. So theoretically mas magandang mas tama yung pag-compute ng NPV compared to IRR. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, so let's continue. How about this one? We'll end in this, no? Kasi masyado na mahaba pag yung amortization di natin aabutin yan. No? So ito na lang. No? Okay, so we have now non-annual compounding. Meron tayong present value na 1 million. Okay, and then the annual rate is 10%. The number of years of the term is 30 years. Now, how much will be the future value if it's an annual compounding? Ibig sabihin ng annual compounding, once a year lang compound yung interest, or semi-annual, which is 2, okay, or 4, which is quarterly, etc. May daily pa. Okay, so what will be the future value? So I'll give you a few minutes to compute for this. One formula, copy all, except for the infinite compounding. Sige, discuss natin, no? So one formula, no, for this one. Okay, so is equal to negative FB. Okay, what will be our rate?
E69, sir.
Rate?
10%.
10%, no? And then we fix this. Since we're going to copy the formula down, so we need only to fix the row. Hindi mo na kailangan i-fix yung column kasi pababa naman yung pag-copy natin. Hindi naman mababago yung column position. What's NPER? What will be NPER?
$30 po, sir.
30. Okay. 30 kung annual yung compounding. No? So yung number of periods will depend on how many compoundings we have. Okay. Kung annual, 30. Pero kung semi-annual, ilan? Ilan yung NPER natin? Pag semi-annual, ilang beses kino-compute yung interest? How many times a year?
Semi-annual, sir.
Mm.
2,
So 2, di ba?
divide by 2 po.
Divide by 2 o times 2?
Times 2, sir.
Oo, tama. Ito times natin sa periods per year. So yung 30 years, i-fix natin to. No? Yung row lang kasi ibababa natin. And then we multiply it by the periods per year. So ito, 30 times 1, 30 years, 30 periods. Kasi annual yan. Pagdating dito, pag binaba natin dito, it will be 30 times 2. Semi-annual, ibig sabihin, 60 times magko-compute ng interest. Okay? So, we know, class, that pag mas malaki yung compounding per year, mas malaki yung interest kasi mas mabilis yung mas mabilis yung pag-compute ng interest, no? And then sa compounding kasi, 'di ba, the interest will earn interest. Okay? Kama, PMT ignore, hindi siya PMT, wala siyang annuity. And then wait. What's B74? PV, PMT ignore, okay? Ano yung PV natin? What's your present value?
1 million po.
1 million. Do I fix this?
Yes po.
Yes, fix ulit natin yung row. Yan, $68. No? And then type, ignore kasi hindi naman annuity yan. Control Enter. And then, so, yung 1 million natin will become 17.449 million in 30 years time at 10%. Okay, so let's copy this down. There. Ano mali? Yung mali ako, may hindi tayo na-fix. Ulit. So, negative FB ulit. So, this is the rate. Okay, anong mali natin? Dito, class. I deliberately did this. Para makita nyo na, oops, mali yung answer. Saan ang mali dyan? Okay. Comment dito. Period. Correct. Thank you, Josh. No? Kasi dapat, kung yung rate natin is, kung ang periods natin is monthly, dapat yung rate din dapat monthly. So anong gagawin natin sa rate, class? What do we do with the rate? I-divide natin, no? Ng periods per year. Yan. Tapos hindi natin i-fix yan. In other words, 10%. Kung semi-annual, 5% yan every time na magko-compute tayo ng interest. Okay? So, and then copy down. There. Okay. So you can see now that the future value increases, diba? If the number of compounding per year increases. So, kunyari, from the perspective of the, let's say, investor, mas gusto niyang daily compounding. Okay. Any questions so far? Clear ba so far, class?
Clear po.
Okay. So how
Sure,
about
sir.
how about infinite? Naglagay ako ng formula dun sa ilalim. Tingnan nyo. Okay, pag infinite compounding or ang tawag dyan, perpetuity, no? Yan, continuous compounding. The formula is FV is equal to PV times E to the RT. Okay, so that's now equal to future value natin is equal to the present value times exponential. Okay. Yung E natin, E to the R natin, 10% times time, 30 years. Okay, take a look at that class. So that's your continuous compounding or perpetuity. What are you getting? You should be getting more than the daily, daily compounding. You get more than, okay, pareho kayo, no? Okay, right, good. So this is correct, no? You can see that of all the compounding, syempre, mas ano yung continuous compounding, infinite compounding. Okay, so now, let's get the, so if you take a look at this class, since mas malaki yung future value ng, kunyari, ng bi-weekly or ng weekly compounding compared to annual compounding, yung meron tayo tinatawag na effective annual rate. So since mas malaki yung mga future values nila, dapat mas malaki yung effective annual rate. Meron tayong stated rate, ito 10%. No? So for this one, yung annual, ito yung effective rate niya kasi isang compounded lang naman dito eh. Pero pag semi-annual class, since mas malaki yung future value nito, dapat mas malaki yung ano niya, yung effective annual return. Okay? So we're going to look at 3 ways. Okay. Gamitin niyo muna yung rate. I'll give you a few minutes. Diba, last time we used the rate function in order to determine kung ano yung rate. Okay? So use the rate function and determine what's the effective annual return. Okay? So, sige, I'll give you 1 minute. One formula here, copy down. Are you done? Okay. Sige, tingnan natin ha. I'll show my screen. Okay, try to decipher this. Can you see now the screen? Ito dapat yung lalabas na answers nyo ha. Obviously dapat mas malaki yung yung effective rate ng mga compounding other than 1. The greater the compounding per year, the greater should be the effective rate. Kasi nga mas mataas yung mas mataas yung future value natin, di ba? I'll give you a few more seconds to try to decipher that. May nakakuha na. Just nakuha. Richmond.
So, none po, sir. Hindi pa
Sige.
rin.
Sige, ano na natin ha. Let's solve this. Okay. Alright, ulitin natin ha. So rate, di ba ang tinitingnan natin dyan, magkano yung rate kung ang present value 1 million and then after 30 years, naging 17 million na siya. Magkano yung rate kung ang present value 1 million, tapos after 30 years, naging 20,077 na siya. Yun lang naman tinatanong dyan yung rate. No? You have now present value 1 million. After 30 years, 19,837 ka na. So dalawang cash flows lang tinitinan mo. Di ba? Tapos anong time frame mo? 30 years. So ganun lang kasimple siya. Makukuha natin yung effective annual rate. So is equal to rate. Okay. Ano yung NPER natin? Our NPER is 30 years. So for all of them, 30 years siya. Okay. So 30, fix natin yung row, comma, PMT, ignore. Ano yung present value natin? 1 million. Ano yung future value natin, class? What's our future value? Class, ano yung future value natin?
70,449,000.
Yeah, ito. Given naman to di ba? But what do we put here? C72. Sige nga, ilagay nyo C72. Okay, and then copy down nyo. Try nyo nga, class. Try C72. Lagay natin dito. And then copy down. What happens? Ignore na yung type, di ba? At saka yung guess, ignore that. Okay, what do you get, class?
None pa rin po, sir.
Bakit? Okay, may ano dyan, may i-adjust tayo dyan. Ano i-adjust natin dyan? Remember, Excel is very particular about the direction of the cash flow. So yung present value mo at saka future value mo, parehong positive. No? So pwede ba yun?
Ay, hindi po, sir.
So dapat one of them has to be negative. Sige, lagyan nyo either negative yung present value or negative yung future value and then try nyo. Copy down.
Nag-work na po, sir.
Okay, no? So yun lang, no? Yung mga nuances o kailangan maalala natin yan. So I'm going to put a negative here or negative dun sa present value. It doesn't matter. Okay? So I'm now getting ayan. Ay, ano mali ko? Rate NPER, tama. And then PMT, wala. PV is Ay, yung PV nakalimutan ko, dapat naka-fix. Okay, kasi andi dito siya. No? Okay. Enter. Diba? As expected, mas malaki talaga yung ano, yung effective annual rate nitong continuous compounding. Okay? So, sige, let's finish this. Ito, yung formula naman, we can use this, no? Yung formula. Effective, kita niyo yung formula, no? Effective annual return is equal to 1 plus the nominal rate divided by the periods per year raised to the periods per year. So this is equal to 1 plus the nominal rate natin, itong 10%, no? 10%, fix natin to. Therefore, divided by, nominal rate divided by the periods per year. Ito yun. Okay, and we don't need to fix that. Then raised to the periods per year. That's the formula. Oops. So, yan. 1 plus the nominal rate. Okay, control enter. Ano ko nagkamali? 1 plus parenthesis to. 1 plus the nominal rate.
3070 po for yung last value.
Yung oo nga pala, sorry. B7 dito, sorry. 1 plus, lagyan din natin dapat to ng ano, ng parenthesis para unahin muna siya. Okay, control enter. Alright, and then may nakalimutan ako isang formula dito. Dapat may minus 1 to. Minus 1. There. Okay. Hanggang dito lang, no? Kasi, ay, sorry. Mali ko. Check na. 1 plus the nominal rate B69. Okay. Ay, mali ito. Sorry. Yung dapat ito, no? B69 over B72. Okay. So, wala na itong isa. Dapat ito muna i-divide niya. Tama na to. There. Got it?
Yes, perfect.
Mali yung ano ko kanina. Yan. Pareho lang, no? So, same. Dito, class, ito. Sa compounding, kasi hindi naman pwedeng, ano, di ba? Yung formula kasi natin dito, nominal rate divided by the periods per year. Eh, ang infinite, hindi naman niya ma-recognize yun eh. So, ito yung formula dyan. The effective annual return is equal to E to the I, where I is your 10% minus 1. So, this is equal to exponential E to the I, okay, minus 1. Four. Okay. Got it? 5171, no? Questions, class? Kuha, Josh? Kuha, ano? Richmond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At ito yung pinakamadali, no? Effect. So may effect function si Excel. So returns effective annual interest rate. So effect, given lang nominal rate, no? Ito, 10%. Okay, we can fix this. So maganda sana kung binigyan natin ng mga pangalan to. We did not. And then N per Y, number of periods per year, ito, 1. Okay? Of course, this will not work dun sa infinite. So hindi natin magagawa yun sa infinite compounding yung effect function. Control enter. Okay, gawin na natin percent para pareho dun sa 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Copy down. Okay. Ito hindi natin pwede magawa kasi kailangan to eh. So hanggang dito lang. Okay, got it? Okay, good. So next meeting, amortization na tayo, no? In the next 2 sessions siguro tapusin natin lahat to so that we can move on to the next topic. Okay, let me stop recording now.